Hey y'all, it's your girl Tiana gonna be me, and I am coming at you with the recipe for today. Today, what we're gonna be making is some pork steak, just like you made pot roast in the oven. Well, we're gonna be doing the pork steak just like that because I didn't want to go and buy no pork steak. I done did this before. It's delicious. You're gonna love it when you try it. But let's jump right on into this recipe. What you're gonna need is some potatoes and some carrots. Y'all saw me cut that up. You're gonna need you some bell pepper and some onion. I got some yellow, red, and green bell pepper, an onion, my pork steak. Use how much that you want to use. You're going to need you some garlic. You're going to need some butter. You're going to need some complete seasoning, garlic powder. You're going to need some thyme leaves, celery salt. You're going to also need some brown gravy mix and a packet of Lipton onion soup mix. And you're going to need some flour and just a little bit of oil. So I'm going to show you what you're going to be doing with the flour and the oil. Now, I took it upon myself last night to go ahead on and add just a little seasoning to my meat, but only seasoning I added was some complete seasoning. I just wanted to marinate. I wanted it to marinate with some kind of seasoning on it, so I added some complete seasoning to it, and that was it. So y'all ain't missing out on nothing. I'm about to show y'all everything else that I'm gonna add to it. So I forgot to grab my seasoning salt. Hold on. So what you're gonna do is we're gonna season up the pork steak. So I have my seasoning salt. Season it to your own taste. I'm just going to give you a guide to what to use, and then you just go from there. I'm going to take me some garlic powder. I'm going to take I'm going to use the celery salt and the thyme, but not at this moment. Let me add some black pepper to this too. Add a little black pepper. Then we're going to add just a little tad bit more of my complete seasoning, because I didn't really put a lot of it on there. I just put something just to have it, you know, marinate in something. Okay, and then you're going to take your flour. and you're going to add it to your pork steaks. Now what this going to do is, just like when you brown your roast before you cook it, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. We're going to be browning our our pork steak before we actually cook it, to help give it some color. That way while it's cooking, it'll give the gravy a nice brown color. And you add in the flour to, while it's cooking, it's going to start, the juices is going to start creating a light little gravy on it. So you're not trying to flour it like you're trying to flour chicken or something to fry it. Basically, you just want a little coating on the outside, kind of sticky, but not too sticky, because when it's too sticky, you done added too much. So kind of sticky. And then we're going to pan sear these just enough to get some brown color on the outside. And then we're going to move on to the next thing. Alright, so I got my pan heated up. So I'm about to take some of my cooking oil. You can use any kind of oil that you want to use. You're not trying to cover the bottom of the pan. You just want enough in there to have, to give the pork steak something to brown in. So I'm going to put that right there. And while we're working on that, while we were letting the oil heat up, you're going to take your potatoes and your carrots, and you're going to layer the bottom of the pan with those. That way they'll cook a little bit faster by them being on the bottom than the pork steak, because y'all know it ain't really going to take that long to cook pork steak. So that's why I'm putting these on the bottom. That way they'll be cooking a little bit faster. And hopefully everything will be done around the same time. Okay, so I'm going to take this pork steak and get it in the pan and brown it. You just want browning. You're not trying to get it all the way done. You just want to get some brown color on both sides. Okay. So now we got that. So now I'm going to take these bell pepper and onions, and I'm going to put it right in here, right on top of these carrots and potatoes. This is where the other seasonings come into play. So now we got our celery salt. So now you're going to sprinkle your potatoes, carrots, bell peppers, and onions with some celery salt. Try not to go heavy-handed on it, but add you enough because the potatoes is going to soak up all the seasonings. Potatoes selfish, so they're going to try to soak up all the seasoning for themselves. Then you're going to add you some thyme leaves to that. You can use fresh thyme if you want to, but I'm using dried thyme. That packet of Lipton onion soup mix, you're going to throw that right on top of that as well. Like that. We're going to turn these over. I want a little bit more brown on that. That's not enough for me. Alright, y'all, so this is optional. I have some ranch seasoning, and I'm going to put this on potatoes and carrots as well, just for some more flavor. Just like that. And you can use some chicken broth, beef broth, or whatever you want to use. I was going to use some beef, but I opted out of using the beef broth. And Just use this ranch seasoning because I don't want it to be salty because these pork steaks is real thin. So I ain't trying to, you know, make my food salty. So those getting some nice color on them. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take these 2 gravy mix packs. You might just need one, just depends on how much that you're going to be making, but as y'all can see, I got a lot. So I'm going to be adding those to some water, mixing it up, and all that good stuff. Turn it down. Try not to burn your pork, the pan that you're cooking your pork steak in, because the bits that's going to be in the bottom of the pan, that's what you're going to be adding some water to for some more color to your gravy. I'm going to take these. Hold on. Let me get this stuff mixed up real good with all the seasonings just coated all over those potatoes, the bell peppers, onions, carrots, all that, with everything coated with that seasoning. Just like so. Then we're going to spread that back out evenly in our pan. Then we're going to take these pork steaks and you're going to lay them right on top. Just like that. I'm going to go in and add the rest of them. Alright, so now that gravy mix, just gonna get that mixed up in this water. You can, like I said, you can use beef broth, chicken broth, vegetable broth, whatever kind of broth that you want to use at this point right here. Then you're gonna take that and you're gonna pour it right in that pan. This is a 1 pot dish, 1 pan dish pot, whatever you want to call it. Now I'm gonna take a little bit more. I just want enough to cover these potatoes. That way, like I said, to make sure that they get all the way done. And especially the carrots, because y'all know they cook a little bit longer than potatoes. Alright, y'all, so now that I got these here ground up, I'm gonna add this here to the pan, the rest of it. Just like that. You're not trying to really sink them down into the liquid, because these pork steaks is going to cook way faster than the potatoes and carrots once again. So all that right there that's in my pan, these bits, I'm going to take some of this liquid, just like that, and we're just going to deglaze this pan. Right in this pan with this meat, and it's going to give the gravy a nice color. Even though we add a brown gravy, it's going to still give it a deeper color. So we're just scraping all those little bits up. I'm going to add some butter to that. That's a tenderizer. That's what it's going to act as. And then I'm also going to add some garlic. think I want to add one more thing. I'm going to add some W sauce. Y'all already know the W sauce, the sauce that can't nobody never say. I wish you would try to say me sauce. So we're going to add some of that, just a little bit, just for that little flavor. And then this right here, I'm going to take that and just pour it right over this, everything. Just like that. Ooh, child, honey. Rinsing my pan out just a little bit. I'm gonna get the rest of that in now. So now, this is what we got. So, like I said, be sure that your potatoes, carrots, and all of that is covered with liquid. And let your meat just sit right on top. Don't try to force it down in between, in the bottom of the pan and all of that, because it's going to cook faster. I'm going to add just a little bit more liquid, just to be sure that I got all my potatoes covered. Because by the time this is done, you do not want no hard, crunchy potatoes nor carrots. So I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees. I'm going to cover this with foil, put it in the oven, let it cook on the bottom rack because I got the potatoes and carrots in the bottom, so I wanted to cook a little bit faster. So I'm going to put them on the bottom rack, let them cook for about, I'm going to let it go for about 45 minutes to an hour. Then I'm going to come back and check it because I can't tell you really how long it's going to take. You could just got to use your own judgment because you could be cutting your potatoes thicker than mine. You could be using different kind of carrots, and your pork steak could be thicker than mine. So you're going to have to use your own judgment. You know when the potato is done, you know when the carrot is done. Your pork steak, you're going to cook it until it's tender, which that really ain't going to take that long. So just cover with the foil, put it in the oven on 400 degrees. You can put it on the middle rack if you want to, but I'm going to put mine on the bottom rack just so it could cook a little bit more faster. And I'll be back and show y'all what it's looking like when it's done. Alrighty, y'all, we about to check the pork steak, see what we're working with. It done been about an hour. Let's see what's going on. What's going on in the kitchen? See what's going on. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. So this is what we're working with. Hold up, man. So this is what we're working with. Okay, the potatoes. Oh, hold on. Oh, child, the potatoes and the carrot. Oh, child, honey. Hold on, let me taste the carrot. See how much more longer I need to cook this. Yes, y'all, that gravy done made up on that bottom. Only thing is waiting on me to do is just take it in. Child, put it on top of this meat. Let me get a little gravy with it, see what it tastes like. Mm. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. Mm-mm. God dang. I did my thing. Y'all, look at that little nice little child. Can you see? Honey, can you see? Y'all know I like you in there. Okay. Can you see what I can see? Can you see it? Look at that little gravy. Just ready. So I'm going to let this cook for about another 20 minutes. That way I can make sure my carrots is all the way tender like I want them. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Yes, yes. So, when I come back, I'm going to show y'all what it look like in the pan. All tenderized and stuff. So, make sure y'all have y'all to-go plates. Because, this here is through, child. I'm just basting it with this gravy. Child, honey. And it cooked just like I wanted it to cook. My meat is not all tore up because I put it on top. And my potatoes, they're still whole and tender. And my carrots as well. Y'all, y'all see how tender that is? Gots to be more careful, honey. This your girl Tiana, like only be me, honey. If you ain't hit the thumbs up, the like button, ring the doorbell is what I like to call it. If you ain't did that by now, honey, I ask that you do that for your girl one time for the one time. And don't forget about me over on my second channel, which is Boss Up Cleaning. BOSSUP Cleaning. CLEANING. But this is that pork steak with potatoes and carrots, the same way that you will do your roast, y'all. Child, honey. Child, honey, did I make them bow down? Child, honey, I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next clip.